Hello everybody, Nice back here again, and today I've got another inbox review for you, and today we're going to be looking at Trumpeter's Fairey Battle Mk.I in 148 flavour. This is a welcome addition to Trumpeter's line. I believe there was only the classic airframes. It's been some classic airframes kits before this one come out. So this is a modern releasing of it. There are some issues. I believe the windshield's a little bit too vertical, too flat, instead of being on the diagonal more. It's very, very upright. But we'll have a look at that when we get to the clear parts. It comes with 4 markings as shown on there, and again we'll have a lot more of those when we get to the actual markings. So that being said, we will crack on with the actual kit. So we'll start with the actual instruction manual. Normal Trumpeter / Hobby Boss affair. Okay, so you get a black and white cutout with the markings there, which we'll just move out. Cut out a booklet. No real information about the mark itself, or the subject, should I say. So we'll just get through it. It is fair. There's not a lot of pages, so we'll just get straight cracking. Start off with our sprue map, which then we move on to... I'll just fetch these lights down. There we are. Okay, so then we're going to move on to the building it. So we start off with the cockpit. Okay, so we've got the cockpit, the forward cockpit, and the rear cockpit, where the gunner observer sits. Before then, we join the 2 fuselage halves together with the cockpits inside, and then we've got a... let's have a look. So this is a plate that just sits in between the 2 cockpits. Moving on to building the wheel wells, adding them into the wings, putting the lower and upper half together before we then mount that on to the actual fuselage itself. We've then got the chin radiator going on. We look at them putting all the wheels, the control surfaces. Before then we move on to the glazing, the tail assemblies going on. Before then, we've actually got a finished model. We've got the propeller going on, the gun, and the options for the open or closed with the gun. So yeah, that's it. I said there's 4 options, so we'll start off with A. Let's have a look. They haven't told you which aircraft it is. They never seem to do that, but we've got HAJ. We've got BHA with the serial number there. We've then got C, which is GRF, which is a Polish variant. And then we've got all over black, which is... it's got 89 and 5789 on the wings. So know where they are. All colours are Mr. Hobby, Aqueous, but we do have some of the other ones pointed out on there as well. So that's the instructions. Let's move straight into the plastic. So we start off with this one. Okay, we'll just put that over there out of the way. And then we've got some of the tail surfaces, some of the wing control surfaces. So we've got the rivet. It looks lovely on one of these control surfaces. Parts of the flaps, some nice rivet detail going down. Tails, again, horizontal stabilizers, some nice rivet detail, and some nice refined, not like normal Trumpeter panel lines. I don't know this aircraft that well, so I don't know whether this ribbing on the tail and the control surfaces is okay or not. We've then got the mesh for the chin radiator. We have our exhaust stacks there. Overall, yeah, it looks like it's going to be a nice detail. So next one we have is another one wrapped up, and this is the clear parts. So we'll just have a quick look at these. So the clear parts just here, and I can't really show you on that, but I believe, I can't remember whether it's this one or the naval one. What's the naval one? It's not the battle Fulmer. Is it the Fulmer? I can't remember. Anyway, I can't remember if it's this one or that one where the windshield's a little bit too tall, but the plastic looks really clear. Oh, that's a bit of a letdown. So we've got a seam line that runs all over those, so that's going to need to get rid of that seam line. I don't know whether the camera's going to pick that up, but there is a seam line just there. Next sprue. So the main fuselage. Okay, so it's quite a long aircraft. So we're looking at about 28 centimeters once it's finished. So it's quite a long aircraft. We've got some cockpit walls, some instrument panels. We've got the fuselage. Again, the riveting looks quite nice. Not too bad for Trumpeter. Like I said, sometimes in the past they can be a little bit large, but these look really nice. We have some radios by the looks of it. The cockpit floor just there, and then we've got the side walls over here, and again a little bit of a letdown. Excuse me, frog in my throat. We've got some injection pin marks that are going to need dealing with, quite a lot in fact. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 injection pin marks just in that part, as well as ones around here. Some more over here. So all these injected pin marks are going to need to be dealt with, which is a bit of a disappointment because there are quite a lot there. I don't know why they didn't mount it around the other way, so all the details on one side, and then they can push it out like they have on these parts. Look, push it out from that side. Yeah, so that's going to need dealing with. Next up, we have some more cockpit parts. So we've got wheels, we've got seats, we have parts for the undercarriage. Now, there's some injection pin marks to get rid of. I don't know whether these bigger ones here, whether they are meant to be drilled out on the real aircraft. They seem quite deep, so I'm assuming that they are. But again, in that one there, they've got that mark, but then they've got an injection pin mark right in the center of it. I don't know whether you'll be able to see that, but there's an injection pin mark right in the center, so that's going to be a little bit of pain to actually get rid of. We've got other parts that look really nicely done. Okay, so control. I don't know whether I'd have to do some research with that part there. I believe it looks like it in the control stick there. There's like a joining part just there. Now, whether that's meant to be there or not, I'm not 100% certain. So you'd have to do some research whether that needs taking out. But some nice fine detail. We've got the prop there. So we've got some nice bolt detail on there. final sprue are the wings. So we have quite big wings actually. So we're looking at 35-ish centimeters for the wings. So this is quite a big aircraft. Okay, so you can see we've got some nice rivet detail all the way down, both underside and on the top. It's not soft, it goes all the way around the leading edges. So it looks really nice. Moving on to the decals, and a nice touch, you get a mast set which is pre-cut, which is good. And then the decals, I just need to get a knife and just, there we are, cut it down there. And then we've got the decals just there. Nice and glossy, hardly any carrier film. So they should bed down really nicely. And you also get a little bit of photo etch. So you've got a harness photo etch just there. So that's Trumpeter's Fairey Battle. Some really nice detail within this kit on the wings and the fuselage with that rivet detail and the panel lines. So that should, you know, look really nice when it's done. What's disappointing is all the injection pin marks you've got to get rid of in that cockpit, because as you can see with the glazing, trying to get the shot with the glazing, you can actually see quite a lot, I would have thought. Now, if you want to put pilots in, you'd probably be able to hide a lot of that. But there's also some on the undercarriage as well. So for me, that's really disappointing. Will it stop me building it? No, I don't think so. It just means I'm going to have to take care and actually look at doing something with it. Anyway, that's Fairey's Battle, and that's it from me. I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.